What's up, savages? You're watching the RandomCoin Mining Show, where we mine a different GPU mineable coin every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. Welcome to the show, and thanks so much to everyone that's been watching, liking, subscribing, and all that stuff. You guys rule. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at the market just to keep everyone updated on what is going on out there. I think that, man, I want to say that earlier I saw Bitcoin up around 52, maybe even a little higher than that. I don't know for sure, but kind of pulled back a little bit. I know I was seeing it up 10% or whatever most of the day, I believe. Some things are starting to pull back a little bit, but, you know, hey, we've had a heck of a run, heck of a couple of days here. It's been crazy. Let's go over here to COINPAPRIKA and look at some gainers here. Dogecoin killing it. Some people like to say that that's the indicator for what's to come in the market whenever you see it starting to go up. And you got Bitcoin Cash. They've been doing really well as well. And Sonia Neer should like this Bitcoin Diamond thing here. Up over $1.21. I want to say that earlier, maybe even just a couple hours ago, I was at $1.30 something, I believe. So yeah, looking pretty good over here. Aeon still doing pretty well. I want to say that they hit 22 cents earlier, but let's look at some losers real quick. Maximine coin, don't know anything about it, down 50%, but they did have a long time that they were on a really good run there. And not much else as far as mineable goes. Ravencoin is pulling back a little bit. Crypto Wendio was talking about that on Twitter, I believe, talking about what's going on with that. So I'll have to check that out. I didn't get to dive too deep into it. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. Let's go over here and look at what to mine as well. Just wanted to start adding this little part into the stream so that maybe we can get an idea of what's going on, you know, in the mining community as well. Although, like I've talked about before, it's not really, you know, too accurate as far as what could be the potential of what you're mining, right? Because these values are like right now. If you sold it right now, that's what you would get. So looks like for the most part AMD hasn't changed a lot since yesterday. Ethereum Classic is still up there at the top. And let's look at what Nvidia would be looking like. Zcoin, we did that one yesterday, so that's cool to see it at the top right now. I don't really count NiceHash, although I guess I should, but you know, I'm only talking about the actual coins themselves. So Raven is still up there really high, so that's cool. It's funny, I did a video on this, that one, this one. I haven't done an eternity video yet though. And I did one on Grin as well. Alright, so that is cool. Know a little bit about what's going on in the market and on what to mine. And I also want to show you what I'm currently mining. Should be no surprise. I'm kind of stuck on Raven for a while, and that's why I really like seeing Raven at the top of what to mine, and it just hangs out there, right? That's cool that it stays up there really high as of late. I'm also mining on AMD. I'm mining CCX or Conceal, and on the shared rigs I'm also mining Conceal over there as well. So that's what I'm currently mining. Tonight, let's see what we're going to do here. Yeah, and if you like video content like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you like random crypto thoughts and to stay updated on the channel and to participate in the polls that I put out regarding what we're going to be mining that night on the show, then be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, because that's pretty much the only way I can interact with you guys outside of YouTube. So I mean, there was other platforms, but I don't want to get 10 different ways of, I don't have time to communicate like that. So yeah, it's just better to follow me on Twitter so that we can communicate over there. And last night or yesterday I ran a poll for what we were going to mine, and it actually ended up being a tie. So I had to kind of decide what we were going to do last night, which ended up being Zcoin, and then it was a tie between Zcoin and BitGrin. And so tonight I figured, well, since it was a tie, and plus I was kind of interested in it, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and do BitGrin tonight. So I didn't really do a poll. I just let you guys know on Twitter that that's what we were going to be doing tonight. So so that is what we're going to be looking at. Be sure to be sure to smash the appropriate interaction button, like or dislike, however you see fit, and share the channel info with your friends to help spread the word of the channel. And it does help in a lot of ways. And all those interactions, comments, and talking in the chat, and all those types of things actually helps the channel in a lot of ways that people don't understand. So I do appreciate that. In this show, we have over 100 GPU mineable coins. I think we're at like 141 right now, and usually I pick 3 and I do the poll and all that stuff, but like I just explained, we had a tie, so we're just gonna bypass all that and just go right to the second tie. Last night was Zcoin, tonight's going to be BitGrin. So let's talk about a little bit about BitGrin. It's a little bit interesting because if you go back to when Grin was first launched, I think it was in January, right? January 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. No, that was Beam. It was later on in the month. It was like 13th or something, right? Anyway, so one of the complaints about Grin was the fact that there was no max limit, right? So it was just a open-ended emission on the 60 per minute forever, right? So that was one of the drawbacks. And what BitGrin does is it does use the Mimblewimble protocol and the Cuckoo cycle proof of work algo, the C29 and C31. And like I was saying, if you remember when Grin launched itself, one of the complaints about it was its emission schedule, which is basically 1 every second. And what BitGrin does is it uses the time-tested Bitcoin economics and the Grin underlying protocol of Mimblewimble and the algo, right? So that means that there's only going to be 21 million total BitGrin ever. So that is basically what they were trying. You know how I always talk about a project that needs to basically fix something. So the complaint was that Grin had this open-ended, never-ending emission schedule. So some developers looked at it and said, okay, well, that's one of the complaints, so we can probably fix it. And that's where they came up with BitGrin. So it's a combination of Bitcoin economics and Grin, all the other stuff, right? The algo and the protocol and all that. So a comparison of, this is kind of funny. Now this is, I would imagine that this is factual, but it is off of BitGrin's website. So let's check this out. This is a representation of the difference between Grin and BitGrin, if it ever comes up. I had a problem loading it earlier too, but you'll probably see why here in a moment. So once this actually fully loads, we will get down to it. So how much BitGrin will there be? So this is a visualization of coins that are possible to mine in BitGrin and Grin. Each square represents 100,000 coins, right? So in 6 months, and I would assume that this is somewhat starting somewhat recently, right? So it's probably from launch date. So 6 months, 1.3 million BitGrin, 15 million Grin. So I'm not going to read each one of these, but I'm just going to scroll down through here kind of slow so you can kind of see what's going on here. As far as the technical specs of BitGrin, you've got a block time of 60 seconds. The reward is 5 BitGrin, and that is a reducing schedule. I'm sorry, the reward reduces every 2.1 million blocks. That's not right. Oh yeah, that's the reduction schedule. Okay, and that's approximately once every 4 years. It is an open source project. Are y'all seeing this? So that was what, 100 years, I think, and then now this is 1,000 years comparison. It's kind of crazy. So the block time for BitGrin is 60 seconds, and the reward is 5. Like I was saying, it's an open source project. The first 1 million blocks were, I guess it's considered pre-mine. They pre-mined 1 million blocks, and they have it set aside for distribution. I believe that the schedule is basically 1 grin per block to the developers, or to a developer's wallet, right? To support exchange listings and development and things like that, you know. But it's 1 grin per block for the first 1 million blocks. So there's 1 million BitGrin set aside. I might mess that up if I say grin instead of BitGrin. Sorry. So there's 1 million BitGrin set aside for the developers, and they get 1 per block for the first 1 million blocks. So that makes sense. And this is still going, by the way. It's scrolling, but just kind of slow. I'll go a little bit faster here. So this is 1,000 years of grin. Pretty crazy. And like I said earlier, it does use the Mimblewimble, which I'm a fan of, only because of the size of the blockchain is drastically reduced down to about 10% of what Bitcoin actually has. So that is kind of a bonus as well. I think we're getting to the end here. So there you go. 31 billion. Is that trillion? No, yeah, 31 billion 500 at the end of 1,000 years. All right. Now that's Grin, not BitGrin. BitGrin was way up there. It was only 21 million, right? Somewhere up here. There you go. All right, so some quick facts about Mimblewimble, just to refresh, because I've mined Grin before and Beam as well. So just remember that with Mimblewimble, there's no addresses that are actually on the blockchain, and so the mining wallet information kind of gets a little complicated whenever you're trying to mine it, because there's no addresses, right, that you would typically use in a normal, algorithm. So the network is highly efficient, though. Like I was saying, it's 10% basically size, the blockchain size, 10% of what Bitcoin is, and that's based because of the Mimblewimble protocol and all the things that it implements. Let me get over there and check the chat real quick before we start collecting some info. Hey, what's up, Seb? Familiar face there. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Davin Squirrel, what's up? Sonia Neer. Alfred Yashnik, what's up? What else we got? Red Panda, what's up, man? Crypto Z, all right, got some cool people in here. That is neat. All right, Seb can help me get through this, maybe, since I'm going to be using his pool. All right, let's go ahead and start with some data collection. We're going to be doing C29, BitGrin XBG. I don't know why it says ProgPal there. This was old. I grabbed that information off of somewhere a while back, so maybe it started out that way. I don't know. All right, so BitGrin XBG. And I'm not telling you guys to mine this at all. This is just for practice, right? You got to do all your own research and all that stuff. So we're going to try to go to, I don't know how many things this is actually going to be on. I didn't do this part of data collection before, so let's see what we have here. See if any of this shows up. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is there. Up 21% today. Not too bad. I'll just let Seb keep y'all busy while I do all this data collection stuff. He's super knowledgeable, man. Hit him up. He knows what he's talking about. And he runs the pool that I'm actually going to use, the kryptonite.cc, I think. What are we looking at? What's mine? Is that what it was? Yeah. So it's probably not going to be over here. I didn't check, but it seems to be making a little bit of inroads with some things. I know they were on a couple of exchanges and whatnot, so they're not on what to mine. Let's see here. So they were on over here. Let's see if we can get to their website right there, and their Bitcoin Talk thread right there. They have updated their website since I was last looking at them. They had nope, that's not right. They had a not a great website, but it looks like they've done a lot of updates to it, cleaned it up a little bit, looks a little bit better. Plus they cleaned up their logo. They had a different logo and stuff. This one looks a little bit more corporate, more trustworthy, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't know what the right word is. Let's look at their Bitcoin Talk thread here. January 31st, 2019. And all this stuff, again, you know, the grayed out stuff here is just for reference purposes. You don't have to have it in order to actually mine it. Was it 31 January? Is that what I said? And then the wallet method. Let's see, the way that I did this, because I was actually messing around, Seb was helping me a lot actually with his pool, and the way I did it, his pool has it set up so that we'll just kind of jump right to the pool info, and we'll look for BitGrin because you'll see his pool on here. So this is his right here, this kryptonite.cc. Only 5 miners. But if you go to, you know, typically you'll end up on the getting started, and it talks right here about the BitMesh deposit address and things like that. So it might be kind of confusing, but this is what I was talking about with the wallet problem, right? Because you don't have address like a normal coin does. So this requires, at least at this point, you can have a wallet, but it's a little bit out of the realm of normal people like me, normal miners, to actually set up and get working. I mean, they have Linux based. They do have this, they called it, actually it's on their website right here, Kingfish wallet, that is Windows. But all this is kind of irrelevant because you kind of have to set up the pool in order to get paid anyway. So there's a lot of times that people are just going to leave their coins poolside, and I will probably do that, at least if I do mine this for a little while, which I probably won't, but we'll see how that goes. So let me head over, I'll do it on this other screen over here. So I'm going to go to BitMesh. Actually, I might be able to, let me throw this up here. Give me a second, guys. I just want to log on to BitMesh so you can kind of see it. Yeah, you do. You do see some red numbers, CryptoZ. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm still here. I'm just trying to get into BitMesh here so I can show you where to get your info from. Alright, get back over here. Alright, so basically this pool or this exchange BitMesh here has supports BitGrin. So if you go to deposit, you'll have your address right here to deposit to, and that's on BitMesh, right? So you need that information for, that's kind of like your wallet information, right? So what's up everybody in here? I'm not going to try to pronounce that last one. Hayek Katen? I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not. So anyway, all right. I already have a wallet and everything's set up in here already, but I'll go through the process just so you can kind of follow along. And this is where Seb actually helped me out a lot because, you know, the pool was saying to see, actually, whenever I set up the, that's what it was. Whenever I set up the wallet, it originally, I'll just show you what I did here. So this is how the wallet needs to be set up for this pool. I don't think that it applies to all the pools because originally what they want you to have, depending on the pool, is this whole address right here. But that's what Seb was helping me with, because it looks like on his pool, on this pool, it needs to be just BitMesh and then the address, like you saw over here on, yeah, like you see right here. But whoops, let me get back in there. So before, whenever I was having problems, before he helped me, it looked like that, right? Because that is the sending address to that exchange, and this is what you would use as your address. But he got me all squared away, and much appreciated for that. So it looks like this now, and it does talk about that on his pool. It gives you instructions right here on how to do that. So let's just go through and create a new wallet and just go through the whole process here. Oh wow, it's 9:53 already. I didn't think I talked that long. All right, we'll add a wallet. XBG is not in here as far as in HiveOS. And like I was saying, you got to take this off right here and just make it bitmesh underscore, and then his pool converts all that and makes it, you know, look right for everything to work. I'm not really looking at the chat too much. Just kind of yell at me somehow on there if I'm messing up. So I appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna go XBG YouTube. They've added some stuff in here into HiveOS. I haven't played with it too much, but it looks like it's all in beta. But it looks like you can fetch some balances, and you know, you can change your source to wherever you're getting the information from. So kind of neat. But we're gonna leave that off for right now. We're just gonna click create to create our wallet. Then we're gonna go to flight sheets, and we are going to type in XBG for the coin, choose a wallet. Again, this was the one I created earlier, just playing around with it whenever Seb was helping me. We're going to choose XBG YouTube because that's what we just chose. And because it's not inherent inside of HiveOS and they haven't communicated and got all that stuff squared away, there's no pool auto selected, right? So we have to just do it from scratch. So we have to choose configure in miner, and then we have to get over here to his pool and grab this information right here. So we're going to grab this address Actually, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself, ain't I? Yeah, okay. So we have to choose a miner first. The one I found, I think just a little bit of research that I did, it seems like NB miner was really good, but we can use G miner as well, Seb. But earlier I used NB miner, this one right here. And we are using an NVIDIA rig for this exercise, so I will use G miner if I can find it again. We'll see what the setup looks like on this. Probably just going to be wall there. Alright, so I think I have the pool copied. Maybe not. Let's see here. Yeah. Alright, so we need the port. Oh, that's true. Yeah, okay. We'll give it a shot. I mean, we only have 3 minutes, but if it doesn't work, I'll just switch right over to the one that I know works, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're gonna grab 2212 for the starting difficulty, or the port. 2212. And the password. What we were talking about earlier was having the rig name as the password. And then for now, we don't need any of that because a lot of that has to do with Equihash algos, you know, where you have to set the personalization string and things like that. So we're not going to worry about that right now. I think that we are looking pretty good here. So we're going to apply changes, give it a name real quick, and then click create flight sheet. Let me get this off of here real quick so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to workers. I'm going to click on the Kessel rig, which hardware wise is right here. You can pause that if you want to check it out. This version down here for HiveOS is probably not accurate. I think I've updated my USB since then. So we're going to choose flight sheet and then XBG just to filter by that. And I'm going to choose XBG YouTube because I know this one works. So this is the one that we just created. So let's give that one a shot. Looks like they've messed up some UI functionality in here because this is supposed to be all grayed out right here. Nonetheless, we're going to click apply. Here the miner already shut down back there. You can probably see it if I turn the cameras back on. No, it hasn't restarted yet, but it just turned the miner off. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot as well. So you should see it reboot back there. Maybe. There it goes. Let's go over here and check in, see if Brandon's live yet. Maybe not yet. It says set reminder, so yeah, it's 1 minute early. Okay, so we still got a minute before we head over there, so that's cool. It's really cool that Seb showed up. I like that. Showing support since I was using his pool, so. It seems to be doing something. I'll go ahead and fire up the shell over here. I mean, you can kind of see it on the screen over here, but I want to show y'all in I think it's still doing miner type stuff. It's not coming up yet. Oh, you know what? It had, that's true. It had to install the miner. That's what it's doing. Installing Gminer because it wasn't on there yet. Is that me? HTTPS? Yeah, so everybody that's in here, like Seb is looking at his pool interface, and he's probably watching me, you know, on the back end of everything. So that's kind of neat. So I'm getting some new jobs here. See if we get an accepted share or not. I am getting GPS indications, so that's good. This looks a lot like, as far as the speeds go, it looks a lot like NB Miner had. I don't see any huge differences there. So, long story short, I know we're 2 minutes over, but we are getting accepted shares, so that means that we are successful in mining BitGrin, so that's kind of neat. And that, with that being said, it is 10:02. I'm gonna let you guys go and head over to BrandonCoin's live stream. I'll post a link over here real quick. He should be live here. He's probably already live, I would imagine. But we'll head over there, and I will see you guys over there, and I will also see you tomorrow night, same time. Oh yeah, I was going to show that. I forgot about that. Seb, thanks for reminding me. If you go to his pool and you want to look at your worker statistics, this right here, you can see this is, you would basically use the same information on his pool as you use in your wallet, right? In order for it to show up correctly on the pool. And then whenever you put in your rig name into the password block, then that's how you get it down here. Because see right here, this was whenever I didn't have the rig name in the password block, and this is whenever I did. So that's how that works. And then yeah, you have to wait, like Seb said, you have to wait about 24 hours before your balance shows up on BitMesh. And then after that, you could do a wallet and actually transfer from BitMesh to the wallet, kind of like we did with Grin. I want to say that I actually did a video on that, but I don't remember. Seems like I did, where you, I can't remember what they call it. It's kind of like linking, but there's a different word for it, where you link the exchange to your wallet so that it can transfer the coins. So there you go. All right, guys, let's go ahead and head over to BrandonCoin. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow night at the same time. And thanks again, Seb. That was really awesome that you showed up and supported your pool for me, and probably was probably going crazy watching me do this, but you know, hey, that's it. Bind. That's the word. Thanks, Alfred. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, same time, all that stuff. Let's head over to BrandonCoin. Thanks so much for watching. Stay savage, everybody.